wait till it's all poisoned.
And yeah, and the Shire Reeve eventually comes in, and he's tired, and you give him the rundown of what happened and the fact that they got away, and he's not very happy. But at least you disrupted whatever they were doing in town.
We also have some information that I think would be appropriate to discuss, perhaps tomorrow morning. Oh, Madam Lilith. I don't know if you've been introduced to the Shire Reeve.
No, I haven't.
He bows with anything.
Good day.
This was, forgive me, Braith. This was the person you were speaking of.
Yes. Perhaps, Lilith, you would be willing to accompany me tomorrow to give the report of what occurred.
Is it necessary that I be there?
I look to the Shire Reeve.
Well, we're always looking for competent individuals to join the ranks of the headhunters, such as they are. I could. It's very late, my lady. Explaining the whole situation right now it's right now beyond me. But when I have a nice rest and fresh in the morning, if you wish, I'll be in my office. You can come by and whenever you want, and we'll have a discussion. Perhaps I have a job for you, if you're looking for such a thing.
It is the reason I came to this town, though I'm not sure how open I am to joining this team. They seem rather impulsive, would be the word.
I would say eclectic, but yes, I would throw that word in as well.
Nice, aren't you? I can always expect high compliments from our Reeve.
That is not a compliment, Kicks.
Anyway, I bid you all good night. I have to crawl back to sleep and get 4 hours.
Yes.
You're in. But we will speak of this in the morning. And he leaves with several of the guards. And you see some of the guards he probably had a talking to in his face. He's like, he's basically harangued some of them because the guy got away from them. So
sorry, did he say morn?
In the morn, yeah.
Who says morn? I understand what morn means. Who says that? Honestly, who says that?
The same people that say in the morrow.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I shall see you in but a fortnight.
Same guy that bowed and said, "My lady."
Yeah. Exactly.
What you need to know about our Reeve is that he's a huge damn nerd.
And he retires. So I guess you.
Oh, cool. Who's succeeding him?
He retired to his quarters, not to have a job.
And I guess Kix will retire for the night unless someone wants to stop him.
No, real quick, just check the bodies for any clues or anything, or
no. Roll 3d4 for me.
Did it go through?
Not yet. R/3d4.
Or you
slash R.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I clicked it like 3 times. It should have went through by now. So all right, /roll 3d4.
Mm-hmm.
That time it goes. Okay.
Yes,
I did the 1/ It didn't go the other times.
You get about 10 gold pieces between the bugbear and the different bandits that you capture, plus the weapons and armor and whatnot.
All weapons and armor I confiscate and I give to the guards. We could put that in the armory for later.
Mm-hmm.
The gold that I get, the gold I get, I will likely just donate to one of the churches or local groups or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to keep it. Unless if anybody else wants it. In that case, you can steal it from me.
I do like that you're Your conceit is that to get this money that at least Kix had to fight for, you'll have to steal it from me.
I mean, that'll be a fun fight, me versus Kix.
Not, you'll have to ask for your share.
All right. Well, let me put it this way. Kix, do you want to share? If you're still here, Kix, do you want to share of it?
Kix will sort of shrug a little bit. I'll take something.
I'll give you 5 of the gold pieces. The other 5 I will hold on to.
Okay.
You'll have to remember that Kix stole the reward from another operation, so I'm pretty sure Kix is the greedy sort.
No.
Yes. Next time you want to talk about Kix's masterwork weapon, you might want to inquire about how he got it.
I'm not too concerned about that.
So in the morning, the next day, you receive Braith one message from a boy that delivers it. Is that saying that the priestess is ready to retire?
Oh joy!
At your convenience, and you also have you can visit the Reeve and explain what happened if you're going to have any information therein.
Well,
Halpert, by the way, Halpert, anybody you asked about Halpert, he is long gone. Maybe he said his goodbyes. He left.
All right. It would be incredibly rude if I don't at least report in back to the Reeve in the morning. There's actually 2 things that we should probably, or that I'm going to do at least. I don't know about the rest of the party. Is report to them and then check on Jim and Luke.
Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, I'm also going to do something about Jimmy here, but I'll wait a second.
Yeah.
Basically, Jimmy, when he reaches his house, basically, he's preparing to leave. Right? He gave you all the money that he had, and he's preparing to leave. Like he's picking whatever he has. It's like, yeah, he's not gonna stay in. If he's not under arrest, he's gonna leave. He's avoiding meeting his uncle.
No, I'm not gonna let him do that. Or Kix, are you there or no?
Kix is coming in towards Jimmy's house with as many people as 5 gold will buy for a day's worth of labor.
Okay.
Like half a person?
Well, I mean, like, I think day labor for like untrained is like a silver or something, right?
Yeah, you'll get a couple of people. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm taking the 5 gold we just got, and I'm gonna use that to just buy some people to come out and help. And Kix is busting in with cleaning equipment, with his protective apron on, and his helmet on as well, which has an extra piece of cloth over the front.
Cool hazmat suit.
What in the bloody
and
what are you doing here? Get out of my house.
We're cleaning up, Jimmy. This is no way for a young man to live. Just look at this place. You can't just put your clothes pile on the floor. It goes in the hamper.
And people start doing.
And Kix puts down a brand new hamper.
And he's angry, but there's so many people that you get like 10, 15 people because at a gold piece each, 10 silver per gold.
Yeah, I literally hired out the town to help them clean up.
Yeah, and they're coming in, and you got all the maids and stuff like that you could wrangle. And
is Luke there?
No, Luke is not there. Luke is back at the gateway.
I will go. All right. The first thing I would do probably in the morning would talk to the Reeve. Then I would actually go to Luke and let him know.
Okay, so yeah.
While you're occupying Jimmy, I'm gonna do that.
Jimmy, I need you to tell me if this thing is valuable or not, or it goes in the bag.
And he just nudges him like, leave me there. Get out of my house. And he keeps shouting, but there's so many people working, he can't stop everybody. And people
he's
just
not
go
going
around
to be able
him.
to stop Kix. That's
he's not. He can't do anything about it, right? Unless he gets,
Does it bring you joy, or is it going in the bag?
But he tries to snatch things, and I know where that goes. It's like
this episode.
Oh dear.
It takes him about a good 2.5 hours to mop and clean and get everything ready. And by the end of it, he's just in a corner crying, basically. He's just like, he's like, and he comes into you, and when he comes to you, he's like almost like a little kid. He just kicks you in the chin. He goes like, "What do you want from me?"
And Kix is gonna go like, ow, but he's going to go ahead and lean down, and he's going to just pick Jimmy up into a gigantic bear hug. I'm just glad you're okay, Jimmy.
And he's squirming and crying. All right, I'll talk to my uncle. I'll sell the house. I'll pay him back.
What's all that? I'm just glad that you're safe.
Well, yeah, to do this, and when you let him go, it's like, yeah, this is ridiculous. Get out. I'll go talk to my uncle. I'm not gonna leave. Just get out.
If you want, I could go and talk to him for you, or we could go together.
No, I'll do it. I got a
Okay, Jimmy. And Jimmy, if you're running short on anything, you can come to me. Okay?
I had some money until that priest got it from me.
And I will go ahead and pull out some gold. Let me see how much I have.
You can keep it. You've done enough already. And
I just leave it on the table for him.
Yeah, he goes in the back, and he's, you can hear like a pumping sound, like he's getting water, from a common well.
Mm-hmm.
He left the door open. He's coming with, a pail so he can take the equivalent of a shower, I suppose.
Yep.
Yeah. I could use some privacy.
Yeah, I'll leave you to it, Jimmy. I'll see you in a bit. I'll be leaving town for a couple of days.
He gets a shower, and you hear the splashing of sound as he's, dunking himself with the water from the well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Kix leaves 10 gold on the table and leaves.
Yeah. And so, great, you are in the Shire. Lilith, are you actually going to go there, or are you simply going to, hang around somewhere else? But avoiding all this craziness.
Yeah, Lilith's kind of interested. She's sort of still staying a bit back because she doesn't fully trust the group. But she's here for the ride.
So you both of them, and there's guards outside the home of the Reeve, and they salute when they see Braith come in. You see that the guards are very differential to Braith, which goes a little bit beyond merely the fact that he's a priest. Right? People are respectful to priests because not only are they standing for the gods, but also because they can heal and lead prayers and the like. But this is different. This is more of like he's one of them, right? It's that Braith walks with a military gait and purpose, and they stand in attention when he comes in. Like, this Reeve is waiting for you, sir. Right this way.
Yes, thank you.
And they go in. Right. The Reeve is there, and once again, we show him extending his hand to the players, as he does, like a good NPC in a video game.
I love that. Like, every time we visit him, it's the same picture always.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm playing like
to touch up his animation a little bit. It just keyframes it there, and then it zaps back to his side.
Yeah.
We couldn't pay for another frame of animation.
Yeah.
It's like Wizardry 6.
Yeah, you hear some of the guys are like, "I was an adventurer like you." The guy shot in the knee, and he walks away.
Coming to talk about your sweet roll, huh?
Yeah, and the other guy goes like, "What?"
It's all right. At least they didn't talk about that group, the Dawn Guard, this time.
And so you go in, and the Reeve is waiting, and it's like, "Please take a seat."
Yes.
So, anything you want to add to all this, Master?
Well, couple of things. First off, I thought you ought to know that Master Halpert has decided to leave town. Before he left, he told me to say to you, Cressel was right. I must admit, I do not know what that is referring to.
Yes, the tip that Cressel gave us. She was a young woman that was captured when they found the bandits assaulting or harassing the loggers and the dead body. By your people that were members of the of your group before that, those that either have died or left. You're not there, so that's what he says.
Is Master Cressel
Every time someone talks about it, he just feels a wash of pride.
It's like Gar's like, yeah, I did it. Nobody cares.
I mean, the only surviving original member of this group.
You for more details, you could probably talk to Master Garth about that. But suffice it to say that she basically tried to avoid both the news and extended her labor by cooperating with us. I had Halpert investigate her tip. Turns out that, as he said, he was right. They were operating from inside the town.
Is she still under lock?
Yes.
Perhaps as penance, you might find a different use for her.
Such as? She's been a good informant. If her information continues to pan out, then she might earn herself a reprieve from the news. But
I was thinking, why not have her work off the debt?
I'm afraid I don't have the liberty to do that. After all, she is a bandit and a known murderer. The fact that she's not dead already, it's leniency enough, I should say.
Do you think in a few days, because we need to actually leave, we need to leave shortly. We were hired to do something. In a few days, it would be possible for me to have an audience with this Cressel.
You can talk to her right now if you want to.
We unfortunately do not have time today.
Well, she'll be in the lockup. Don't worry about it.
Yes. Outside of that, I just thought I'd give you a little more information about last night. Apparently, the reason the bandits were here was through all these logistical, really poor logistical plans of trying to gather food and resources. Lots of liquor as well. It seems young Jim Davenport foolishly cut a deal with them, not knowing who they were. And, well, he was way in over his head, hence why he was there last night. By the way, if that's not the truth, let me know, so I'll roll like a blood.
No, yeah, basically, that's the gist of it.
Okay.
That means that he's a criminal. It means I should have the guards pick him up.
I actually would recommend against that. I believe the young man... I don't believe him to be actually criminally involved in this case. In fact, I think it would be best for him is to gain some guidance through proper work.
Such as?
Well, for one, and I show him the bag of money that Jimmy gave me. For one, all the money that he earned from this, from dealing with these bandits, it rightfully belongs to his uncle.
Okay.
I would recommend, at the very least, that he and his uncle square out the issues regarding the finances. And since the money is here, for the products that were sold or taken, that money could be used as what's the word? I'm seriously blanking on the word now. That money can be used to pay back
compensation.
Thank you. That money can be used. That money is compensation for the loss of the product from the inn.
Very well, but that still leaves a matter of the actual crime itself.
Oh, you saw the mark on the barrel, yes?
Yes. That's how they define their product, I suppose.
Yes, I think perhaps maybe doing a wider search for any sort of marks that look like that with the guard ranks within the city, at least, would give us extra clues as to what they were trying to gather. Considering the fact that they had bugbears, and we know, according to the other interrogation, goblins and others are joining their ranks, it is clear. It is clear that the bandits here under the Stag Lord are planning something, and we definitely need to make sure this town is, or this village is, properly protected from them.
Hmm.
As for Jimmy, if you would permit me to take care of the matter, again, I don't believe the boy should be locked up for this, as he was not involved directly in the crime. However, I will make sure he pays for his mistake.
Any? What exactly do you have in mind?
Well, I had one of two options, and I would actually talk to his uncle about this. The first was to conscript him into the guard. The
That's a lot.
second, I know. The second was to have him work off the debt by not just with his uncle, but also with any other odd jobs that you might be able to provide, messaging and things of that nature. Personally, if it was my choice, I would have him conscripted, but that is my preference, sir.
Somebody's willing to make deals on the sly like that is not somebody I want in my guard. I have problems as it is. But if he can work the debt in other ways. Fine.
Then it shall be done.
But I'm gonna have him keep an eye on him.
That is perfectly fair. As I said, I don't think he is a real threat. In fact, the hope is that hopefully him and his uncle will get them to speak today about this before we leave.
Yeah.
But that is all I really have to report. Other than the information that we all learned last night. Yes, looks like we have stopped at the very least any sort of stronghold that the Stag Lord had here, and we know of a direction they would be going, or should be going to. So perhaps we will, if on our travels we go near that area, we will find out more information for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the extent of my report.
It depends on how close it is to the actual conflict zone.
Yeah, I thought of that as well. Unfortunately, we'll have to be close to the zone to know more information.
I cannot risk the guard going down south and leaving Narwhal unprotected.
Well, while the two of us are talking, is Lilith in the room still?
Yeah, I suppose so.
I also say, Madam Lilith, did you have anything to report as well?
Not of anything in importance, but making a child go into the army, the guard, isn't that a bit brash?
Well, that's not going to happen, Madame. The alternative, will be basically have him running around errands and they're like, I can arrange something. I always have plenty of work on the side to make work like that. If his uncle agrees.
Apologies, Madam Lilith, if you find the action brash. My thought was that my thought was that the young man could learn a little extra discipline that would help this type of situation to not occur again.
Well, discipline is one thing, but forcing something upon someone seems almost barbaric.
Apologies, then. Perhaps it was a poor plan.
No, the lad has to learn his lesson, and he has to learn that when you steal from people, there are consequences. But I don't think that it will be much of a burden. He probably, hopefully, has already learned quite a bit. It was the wrong sword. He's lucky to be alive, I suppose. Talking of which, well, not being alive, of course, lucky to be alive. Perhaps I have an offer for you. Lilith, correct?
Yes. What is this offer?
Well, we used to have a group of people called the Narwhal Headhunters who would deal with banditry and other, hunt down those who would do harm before they came to our gates, as it were. But the army has conscripted them and took it away from us. So I'm trying to construct a new group of people, of which you probably already have met them: Kix, Master Braith, Master Gar, Master Hal. Well, yes, Master Halvard was one of them as well. Say volunteer organization that is proactive in the pursuit of villainy and threats to Narwhal and the domain of Greyhawk in general. So far, the gentlemen that you have met have been very proactive. They have tracked down bandits, helped local populace. They have quite a bit of impact already. The money that we're offering is standard mercenary rates of 1 gold piece per day, to be paid at the end of the month, plus whatever treasure and other things you liberate from, the bandits out there. After all, I'm not going to be looking over your shoulder when you do so, so I don't think anybody's going to mind. And of course, those that you take jobs from here will probably offer their own rewards as well. It's better, I suppose, to operate with the blessings of myself and the government of Narwhal than to operate independently. If for no other reason that when accidents happen, well, you don't get prosecuted for it. At least that's not the go-to situation.
I see. I would like to obtain your offer and join this group, but I have a few concerns with how they operate.
I guess I recall that I said last night that they were very eclectic. However,
yeah,
they're also being very effective. I cannot underestimate enough. They have done more in the last several months than most of my guard has done in the last year or so. And to be honest, it's better to take offensive action than wait for our enemies to gather at our door or our gates. We're seeing bandits who working inside our walls. And if this Stag Lord is, acquiring supplies and the like for the coming raiding season, he could certainly be a problem. Not to mention that if some warlord somewhere down south decides to look northward, it's better to be ready. The truth is
true
that my guards, such as they are, well, I used to have more, but since the death of the execution of the old Baron for treason and the conscription of most of the town militia, my resources are stretched extremely thin. I don't. Also, if you are looking for work here, again, having the blessings of the myself would go a long way. People will readily come to you and ask you for help and work, rather than waiting for you to offer it. There is no mercenary guild in the city, or fighters guild, or any other sort. In fact, once we broke the back of the so-called Thieves Guild here, there's not much of a guild presence, period, except perhaps for the day laborers and stonemasons. But you find them everywhere here, and the dwarves. Now that they have a mine, they're a power to be reckoned with. I believe also they made a verbal agreement with the headhunters to pay them a percentage of their winnings, of their earnings, because they were instrumental in liberating the mine from certain monsters. That kind of work could be, in very short order, be very profitable.
It does sound promising. All right, fine. I will take you up on your offer.
Mhm.
Though I don't fully trust this team, and I don't fully trust you.
That is perfectly understandable. And also would ask you that, and let's be honest, you're a tiefling. You know this. I know this. We all know this. And, well, let's say that the people around here are not very comfortable with that, but then I'm sure you're used to it. So again, having official sanction would go a long way to keep the savory types of your back. I'm not saying that as a threat, but a statement of fact. My guards will certainly respect any and all citizens within the walls, regardless of their birthplace or background, as long as they follow the rules and obey the laws.
Sounds a bit like a clause to this, but fine. As long as they don't come near me, I won't go near them.
Very much. In fact, I hope that if they ever actually do so foolishly accost you or say anything of the sort, please bring it to me. I will deal with it forthwith. I will not have that kind of rabble rousing and disparaging of the citizens in my town. Very well. If there's anything else? No?
Not.
I believe, Ray, that you have work to do.
Yes, sir. Yes. We will. Any reports of things we find in the field, as always, we will relay it to you, sir.
Thank you.
I nod, and yep, have a good one.
Have a good day. And you let out, and the walls in this office are kind of thin. So, Lilith, you realize as you come out, the guards kind of look at you and with a little bit more respect, right? They sort of stand in attention as well, and they glance at each other like, oh, I guess it is what it is, right? Which is usually the best you can get in most situations, So yeah, apparently the word of the Reeve has certain influence on his men, right?
Dear.
So they do that. So out you go, and what are you gonna do next? Kicks, Gar, what are you doing?
So
Well,
having
I
this
mean,
conversation at the bar. What I
yeah.
hear. I say, so imagine my shock when I realized I was the last of the headhunters. I thought that we were still rebuilding, but I guess the Reeve never bothered to tell me that he was recruiting more people, and all these people that I've been working with aren't actually in the organization that no longer exists. Now, I find it to be an off-putting title myself, not only just to be called a headhunter, but to be the last of the headhunters. Camera pans right, person's just dead, they've hung themselves.
Yeah,
They're just falling asleep already.
Yeah. There's a guy at the bar going like, I still have a drinking problem.
Pouring gasoline on himself.
Yeah. I think at this point, Kix has finished cleaning up, he's changed clothes, he's in his armor, he's just ready to go. He's probably just hanging out in the inn waiting for people to get back. Just like eyeing Gar from across the room, talking someone to death.
I do like that now the inn is also going to be mostly empty for at least 3 months.
Well, this is not an inn. You're at the
It's
gateway.
the
No, I'm
tavern.
saying I didn't say that. I said the inn is going to be mostly empty for 3 months, as one person's renting it for most of the half the rooms, and he's not even here anymore.
Yeah.
But I am, so I can ensure that those rooms don't get used since I rented them.
Oh yeah. I guess Latia
So-
knows what's up.
Yeah, Latia comes in with her, backpack and all that, and she's ready to go. And she meets her. She looks mostly human, but in fact she's a half elf and a cleric of Elona. She holy symbol is a unicorn, and she's ready then.
What
Well,
a
I have everything
human-centric
here.
world we live in, huh?
It is.
It
She
is.
doesn't look mostly elfish, but a little bit human. She looks mostly human, but a little bit elfish.
Mhm.
I'm sure
Despite
we
the
can
fact
ask her
that
for.
Despite the fact that the Shire Reef is an elf, she looks mostly human, but a little elfish.
Finding pictures hard, man.
Oh, I
Picture has nothing to do with how you choose to describe her.
I got a point. I got like a whole folder filled with hundreds of pictures. That's where I found like the Braith picture.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
I have Pinterest boards up to the Wazoo.
I got all the old Warhammer stuff we used to do.
Oh goodness.
So now a little explanation for those who are new to us. This is the main board, and see it has a lot of bunch of pins, which I bought from the store. These pins show, and they should be all the same size, but I have to resize them every time I work with them. The things that have been explored, like red pins, show an area that is relatively empty. Then, depending on what has been happened, you go in. I will pull up the screen under camping and overland exploration. There's 5 things you can do when you camp. There's hunting or feeding yourself, spending rations, use magic, which is in order to not spend rations, you can hunt, and if you hunt something particular that it has a particular quality, that can give you a bonus for the rest of the day. But that depends also on the cooking as well. If it's not cooked well, you don't get the bonus. You have camouflage, which is the ability to avoid being detected in the wilderness while you're camping, so that you don't run into a nasty random encounter. There's cooking, which of course means whatever you hunt, you cook. Normally, you get a bonus to your temporary hit points, a few temporary hit points, but you can get other bonuses as well, such as bonuses on saving throws or other things. There's a watch order, which is, of course, who gets to be do the guard. Even if you're not detected, you could detect others around you. And entertainment, which means someone in the group basically does a performance check. It could be stories, it could be singing, dancing, etc. And if they do a DC 15 or higher, the party gains inspiration for the rest of the day. All bonuses last until the next evening or the next long rest. Each character can do one role and assist another character in another role. But you can't double up. Like, I'm going to do watch and cook, because then you don't get the benefits. You could do it, but you're distracted enough that you don't get to do any of them effectively. She will be with you. Latia is very good at hunting and camouflage. So she could take one of those 2 roles as a priestess of the wilds. And the rest of you could take other roles as well.
I think the camouflage would actually be very good.
As the only one of this party that's been kidnapped in the middle of the night. Right. You'll figure Kix would say that.
Shh, don't tell anyone that.
And these are the hours in which, let me show players so you guys can see this. This is how much it takes to cross a hex. If you already have explored a hex, it takes about 5 hours. If you haven't explored a hex, you have to make 2 rolls, an investigation roll and a survival roll. Investigation is to find anything relevant in that hex, and survival is to avoid being surprised if you get there. If you fail your survival roll, that means that whatever encounter you have, you're at disadvantage because they spotted you before you spotted them. And if you fail your investigation roll, you haven't found anything. That means that, of course, you fail the investigation roll and you return to the hex and spend another day exploring, then you can discover whatever it is that is there. So it usually takes about 5 hours to go traverse a hex that you already explored, which are the ones with pins. and the ones without pins are the ones you have to explore. You can choose not to explore and just say, I'm going to go through it, of course, which only means that it takes 5 hours because you're not taking the time to make sure that you find anything and everything of importance in that hex. Any questions?
No, you're good.
Okay. They're always it's here on the like all these little notes. It's down here at the handouts, so you can revise it at any moment. So you start here in Narwhal, in the hex of Narwhal. This is your token, and she told you that that's the temple is in this general direction.
All right, so we might have to cross 1, maybe even 2 rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, fortunately, like the first leg of the journey, we've already checked out most of those woods, so it might be pretty quick to get through to the river at least.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I guess the question is, where do we want to cross the river?
Or you just go around the river.
Yeah, or do we want to just go around?
That's not a bad idea. But I was thinking, like, there was like a pretty easy ford near here, right? Am I remember correctly?
I don't remember at all.
Here by the logging camp. Said robbers, but that's
Yeah.
the old logging camp. So yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be like the ideal place to cross if we do go in? Then we can actually search like the entire forest area here.
You wish.
Yeah, I guess that's like the most important detail. Which side of the Gem River is it on?
And the Jewel River.
Jewel, there we go.
It's across the river. He thinks in that
Okay.
general direction.
So we do have to cross the river.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna leave the decision making up to, I guess Braith. Yeah, I'm ambivalent about which direction we go. Gar seems to actually have a plan, and Braith wants to cross in the middle, I think.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should go across the river.
I hear tiebreaker. That's what I'm hearing.
Remember that hexes that you have already crossed is much faster. Hexes that you haven't explored, unless you decide not to explore them, take more time.
Right. So what do you think, Lilith?
Well, I don't know much about this mission because I was not there when you were told about it.
Oh, my
So
apologies. Real quick, we were tasked by Lady Sabaton to escort her to a temple that may or may not have been cursed. A temple to her goddess.
So then, wouldn't we want to get there quicker?
That was my thinking, yes.
And if we're to get there quicker, wouldn't it be a better idea to go through the ones that we've already explored? You know the terrain; it's a bit quicker.
Yes, I agree.
That's my only input. You guys are the ones who know the mission.
Well, that solved nothing.
So that's one vote. One vote for.
Really, both of our plans involved going through the house we've already gone through.
Yeah, but if you go through here, you don't have no pin, so it's going to take longer.
Right.
Right.
Same thing goes for this too.
Well, I mean, we do have the pin for here. We could do this, which would take us around both of these rivers here.
I think you'll find it's the same amount of time because we leave the village, right, and then we go this way. It's 10 hours, or yeah, it's 10 hours, and we go this way. It's 10 hours. So literally, the start of both of our ideas is a 10-hour journey. Mine just goes around the river. His goes through the river. And since we don't know which side of the river the thing is on, it could be in here in the middle, or it could be on the other side.
I'll be back.
So, depending on who's right, one way is going to cost us more time, and the other way is going to cost us less time. We just don't know which.
I think we should
Mm.
search in between the rivers, personally.
Nah, I think we should search behind the rivers.
One area is that this
God.
area right here. Now you're getting closer into the Elven nation of Luna. So that's the consideration as well.
I mean, what do you think, Madam Lilith?
I I don't think we should cross the rivers. We don't know what to expect, and in a dense forest, more areas to hide, that sort of thing. We can be ambushed.
Additionally, there have
So I
been
think
giant magic circles summoning large insects in the middle of that forest.
To be fair,
I
they're
think
not
we
just
should
there;
go
they're
around.
also in the plains. But
No, they haven't been actually. They've been in the forest.
well, remember, I was trapped in that mine in one of those circles.
Yeah, in the forest area.
No, the mine is over here.
You on the ruins? Where are you at? I don't see you pinging anywhere.
I'm trying to do it. I don't even know how to ping.
Just hold the mouse button down. Okay, yeah, that's over there.
Yeah, that's
We're
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's
and we're
where
talking about over here.
But there was a thing there too. But anyway, it's immaterial.
But most of but there was no giant. Well, I guess there was a giant spider in that one, but that was deep in a mine. We're talking about the ones that were like open air. We're out over here.
All right, I'm back. You guys haven't decided yet, have you?
Was that a
No,
coin flip? Is that what you're
no,
doing?
That was a coin flip, yeah.
No,
All right. Well, who was 1 and who was 2?
Yeah.
2 was going to be through the middle.
Fuck. Because Lilith said we should go around.
Oh, okay.
well,
In that
equally
case, yeah, we're
technical.
going around
The
then.
only way to solve this then is open combat.
Yep. Let's.
I'd rather not kill anybody today. That
Well,
isn't
that's
part of
your
my
problem. That's why you're going to lose this fight.
All right, but no, I'm fine for going around. Let's go around.
We will go around.
Okay.
That means we get to advance to here.
Wait, you're going which way?
Around.
Actually, I just had a thought.
This way or this
Oh,
way?
no.
Yeah, around.
Oh no.
Okay.
I just had a thought. Is it possible to hit like the hermit for a sec and ask him if he knows anything about where this is?
He's
could.
right here. We've explored this hex already, and we could get here. And this hex, we can go around the river within that hex.
I was
So we
really
don't have to
hoping
go
that your
as far
thought
out.
was split the party.
Yeah.
One half of the party goes to the middle. The other half will go around.
No, that's foolish.
It'll be a race.
That's just the thought. We could ask the hermit, see what he says, but
Well, by that point, we're halfway between both. What would the plan be then?
the plan would then be based off the information if he actually has information of where the temple may be.
Well, then why wouldn't we just talk to the mystical lady of the lake? Why would we talk to the old crazy dude who does nothing?
You could ask the mystical lady too, but that would be the other direction, yes?
No, it wouldn't. She's like
It's
right
the
around where
same
the guy
place.
is. Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, we could go ask her too.
Well, don't mess with the old crazy guy. He knows nothing.
I'm just saying those
he
are
just has a bear.
possibilities.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
I don't want to go
God,
that
I hate
far.
that guy. Yeah, I would.
Well, I know you would, but you're very uncharitable.
Yeah, I know. It's by your sake alone that he's still alive.
Either or, my suggestion still stands. We could probably get directions and make a more clear decision on where the temple may be.
Saying
If
hello
they
sounds
know where
nice
it is.
anyway. Okay.
And Master Gar, your point is actually well taken. It's halfway between both points. If we actually get a definitive direction, it'll make traveling there easier.
Well, arguably, we should at least go this way one, and then, or this way and then that way, because otherwise we're gonna have to cross this river twice to get to it, just from this point.
I mean,
Look at the map where he's at right there. We have
No,
to
no.
cross the river, and then we have to cross the river again. Otherwise, take a really long detour around that hex.
I mean, that's lessons. Go ahead and clarify this for us.
Uh-huh.
That hex is the end of the river. If we're going through that tile, we can walk around it.
Yeah, you can walk around.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
I'm
what I
assuming
thought.
that's not the end. That's not the end of the river. I'm assuming. Well, okay.
It totally is right
but
there.
if you look at it, hold on.
I know if you look at it.
Okay, Griffin and I, we have a history about rivers, so I don't believe a fucking thing Griffin will ever say about a river. My understanding is that the river does this, and it's covered by tree cover.
No.
No,
There's
there's just two different rivers that just
They are
seem
two
to meet
different
up in the middle.
rivers.
Yeah.
I
Because
know
other
from the
places
other.
you can see. Well, no, right here, like for example, you can see that the river is still going through there, and it's covered by trees. So
Yeah, but you will see the river when you don't. There's no river here because there's nothing to see that connects the two of them.
Yeah, and we already know this river starts at a pure spring, which gives its waters to the river. That's why that's what we learned when we went there the first time.
look, man, I just don't believe a damn thing you say about rivers ever anymore. Not after a 20-minute "the river's on the right" conversation. Hey, you didn't believe me, and then the river was on the right.
I don't even remember that one now, but
Lancer, I will remember to the end of my days. It was so infuriating.
totally
Dear.
fair.
It's on the map. The river's
Still,
on the right.
we've done at least one day of travel just to get here, and I don't think we go farther in the same day, right?
No, unless you want to risk getting fatigued.
Right,
Or
which
drowning.
yeah, which we don't. So we're gonna go ahead and camp here for the day, I guess.
Okay, so rolls, please. Who's gonna do what?
Survival. I always do survival.
Okay.
Yep, I guess you got that pinned.
And my elbow will help me.
Our
17.
our new
I can do perception if you want, but
our
you-
escort's doing
defer.
camouflage. What skills does Lilith have? You have
I kind of have forgotten some of the roles other than cooking and hunting.
yeah. Do you have cooking, perception, or performance?
I have terrible performance, but I have pretty good perception.
Okay, so you could go ahead and be the person who takes care of watch then, which will be great. And that'll cover us for most things, and I'll go ahead and fail to cook.
And I'll just look pretty.
Would you
'Cause
like to
I-
assist me on the cooking?
I will attempt to assist on the cooking. What do I have to roll?
You don't
Oh
have
God,
to roll
isn't it
anything, you
die
just
from
have
the
to say you're
cooking?
assisting me, so that I can get advantage on the check. Two idiots go to cook everything that Gar brings back.
I say to Gar, I say to Kix, you do realize you're supposed to salt the meat first before you put it into the pot.
Wait, it doesn't just it doesn't have its natural salt?
Well, it does, but you want to add a little extra flavor.
And he
Yeah,
just seems
flavor
completely
your,
taken aback by this. Like, I thought everything just was salted because it had so much salt in it.
That's not salt you're tasting. That's iron. It's blood. You haven't actually cooked it yet.
Well, I mean, it tastes better
Still
this way.
dripping.
Oh dear.
Here, 3 raw steaks.
No, and I take those steaks and I put them on the fire.
All right. Rare.
Yeah. You got a 20 cooking, so you have now advantage on. Basically, you managed to hunt down a bear.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Where to get
Yeah,
it?
fuck you, old man. We've got your bear.
A bear, not that bear. It's too small to be that bear. So everybody gets an advantage on strength checks
Ooh.
until the next rest and or nightfall.
Hey, cool. We both wrote down.
Somehow by next week we'll all still forget.
Okay. We are approaching end time. Do we want to do one more day or just go ahead and end it there?
I wrote it on my sheet, and actually, I kind of need to go, so I can't.
Yeah. And the next thing
Yeah.
you're going to do is a long conversation anyway.
Yeah. So let's do the outros. We're going to start again, as we did in the beginning, with your character name. Your character name, anything you want to add as a message, and of course, your character flaws and bonds and motivations. So starting from the top left to me, so it should be this way. Gar.
Yeah, Gar, total wizard. Nothing I like more than a good mystery. My ideal is self-improvement. My bond is that I sold my soul for knowledge. And I have a flaw.
Which is?
I mean, which one would you like?
It's the one that you have.
He argues excessively.
Unlocking an ancient mystery is worth the price of a civilization.
Okay. Kix.
Hey, I'm Griffin. I've been playing Kix the Shield, the Battlemaster Dragonborn fighter folk hero. He's a cool, calculating person. He believes that a hero stands up against all challenges. Those under my command and responsibility come first, and I have an immense ego and delusions of grandeur.
We go to Lilith.
Clove. I play Lilith, a tiefling ranger. She's cold and untrusting, but deep down she has something down there that I haven't figured out yet.
That's fine. And last but certainly not least, Braith.
Oh, the way the group's going. Oh dear. I am Braith the Butcher, cleric of Cord. I am honest to a fault and resolute. As my personality, my ideals are to strive for truth and provide hope in a cruel, unjust world. My bonds are my faith. They guide my conscience even when in doubt. And my flaws are I am known as the Butcher to many, but I wear that name with distinction, and I am somewhat prejudiced to my enemies.
And of course, I am Lessons Learned. I Lessons Learned 1 on Twitch. I host this lovely group of people here every Sunday. Well, actually, I GM for them. I don't host them. That's practice gig. And on Monday to Fridays, I'm playing Yakuza 4 on my channel, which is Lesson Learned 1. The number 1 is very important. And you want to join me kick ass in the streets of Kamurocho? Might as well. Just tune in. So take care, everybody.
Yep, thanks everyone for being here. We'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.
And end stream.